Hi and welcome to episode 3 of Ask the Naturopath. My name's Min Beam, and a very common reason for people to make an appointment to see a naturopath is pimples, also known as acne vulgaris. They're often on the face, and I find that anything affecting the face is really big. So if someone just had a pimple on their bottom, for example, they generally wouldn't make an appointment. But having something on the face really magnifies the problem. I guess it's what we show the world. So there are many reasons and causes for acne. I'll just go through a number of the ones that I find most common. First of all is hormonal. And these can affect women and men, usually after puberty. So, from about 13, 14, 15, they arise. So the hormonal pimples are often what we call cystic. So they may not even form a head, but they're often really painful and like a cyst. And they can often be, they don't have to be, but often here around the jawline. For men, shoulders and back, for women also, and even the chest. And they're really angry and they can really hurt. For women, it's really obvious that they're hormonal because it'll be worse usually prior to the menstrual period and then go away afterwards. And so generally you've got about a week of clear skin while one's healing and the other one's starting again. So they're fairly obvious. Then there's the food-related ones. Sugar is a big one, and people will often notice that it's worse after. We talk about chocolate. Chocolate is not a problem for everyone, but after someone's had a big, load of sugar, often they'll say, "And my skin got worse." The thing with skin conditions is it's not immediate. As opposed to a bowel problem, you'll know within half an hour to about 6 hours if something's affecting your bowel, whereas with the skin, it can be 24 to 48 hours before you might see an outbreak. So sometimes it's not that obvious it's something you've eaten. So sugar is a big one. The other food sensitivity, if you like, is dairy. And this is a great shame because dairy food is quite delicious and, certain forms are good for you as well. And it's the dairy protein, so it's the milk protein or the casein that's the issue, as opposed to the milk sugar, the lactose, which will often manifest as a bowel problem like bloating or diarrhea. The milk protein can manifest as a skin condition, acne or sometimes eczema. Another common cause of acne or pimples is stress. So people, going through their HSC or a stressful time in a relationship, skin might break out. Another common reason is constipation or what we call a slow transit time through the bowel. So what can you do? Well, first of all, you do need to take some care of the skin. Using topical applications isn't going to solve the problem, but it's going to make the problem better. It's really common, particularly for teenagers, to really scrub the skin and try to get it as dry as possible. But that's a problem because the skin likes to have its oily mantle called the sebum. And if that's not there, the glands making the sebum, the oil glands, are going to say, "Oh, we need more." And often the pimple is actually forming a plug there. So you're going to cause more of a problem. So it's really important, yes, to cleanse the skin, but also moisturize. And it doesn't have to be an oily moisturizer, but skincare is important. And even seeing a beautician or beauty therapist that can help you, I often do recommend that. And don't squeeze, please don't squeeze. Rule number 1. From a dietary point of view, drinking as much fluid as you can. Not as you can, at least, it's 30 mils per body kilograms, so roughly 2 to 3 litres for the average person. And it doesn't have to be in water, but it could be, say, in herbal tea or tea as well. In fact, I have a lovely tea called Glow, which is particularly for skin conditions. And while we're at it, the herbs that are in my glow tea are the depuratives or the alteratives. These are a group of herbs that help the organs of elimination, and the skin is one of those organs of elimination. So things like calendula, burdock, echinacea. So they're all really helpful for any skin condition, including acne. What else to do? Don't eat sugar. Don't eat sugar. Did I say don't eat sugar? Don't eat sugar. Okay, there's that. If you think that dairy is a problem, avoid it for 1 month. So if you're concerned about calcium, and remember dairy is not the only form of calcium in your diet, 1 month isn't going to make an issue. So just taking out all milk products, so that's milk, cream, ice cream, chocolate, cheese, that's pretty much it. Did I forget anything? For 1 month, and that's long enough for the skin to heal and to see that you're not getting more outbreaks. Okay, so what if your pimples are hormonal in nature? Well, what you can do here, there's a lovely herb called Vitex agnoscastus or chaste tree, and this is good for women as well as boys or men with their acne, and I would recommend taking that at the prescribed dose. And the two other things that are very good are zinc and vitamin A, and you can often find these in combination. So zinc and vitamin A and B6 is also good for these hormonal skin conditions, hormonal acne. Be prepared to wait. Unfortunately, hormonal conditions take a while to change. So I think of it like an orbit. The orbit's out of whack, and it just takes some time for it to get back. So if it's hormonal acne, there'll probably be some other signs, particularly for women. Maybe there's painful periods or excessive bleeding and so on. So that too should regulate with what you're doing for the pimples. I mentioned having plenty of water, and that goes for all of the types of pimples. And also having enough fibre in your diet to help improve that transit time. So I hope that's given you a few clues if you suffer from pimples, and I hope to see you next time for Ask the Naturopath.